My biological father is Dr. Umar. Again, I'm not making this video to bash him. I'm making this video to state facts, okay? You can't get on Instagram and get on social media and portray to be an activist and talk about how black kings need to be with black women, but you're not even in your black woman's daughter's life. To the public, you look like this person, but in private, you a whole nother person.
Love for children is too strong for anybody to be coming out the woodworks telling you they've been trying to reach me when my number has been public for 20 years. Trying to build your struggle streamer career off of my back.
That don't even make no sense, y'all. You can't raise a man. He's already grown. What you gonna do? You wonder why he acts like a boy.
What's up, guys? It's your girl Rivah, and I'm back again with another video. So if you guys do not know what is going on with the Dr. Umar situation, basically, okay, this young woman decided to go on TikTok and tell her business like most young women do, okay? In particular, she decided to talk about Dr. Umar being her biological father. She called him a deadbeat. She started to say a lot of things about him, in which Dr. Umar actually ended up responding to it, okay? So I have both of the conversations. I'm going to press pause and play and give you guys my thoughts and my opinions on this entire situation.
So I just wanted to come on here with a small, short announcement. I just want to start this video off by saying I'm not trying to get clout. I literally just want to have a conversation with my father. My biological father is Dr. Umar. He has another daughter. I tried to contact him about, getting to know my sister on my dad's side. I asked him if he knows her or if he has her number. He ignored me and never responded. I'm 22 years old now. My dad has never been to anything important, no graduation, no birthday parties, nothing. He has not been in my life. Again, I'm not making this video to bash him. I'm making this video to state facts, okay? You can't get on Instagram and get on social media and portray to be an activist and talk about how black kings need to be with black women, but you're not even in your black woman's daughter's life. It doesn't make sense. You're being a hypocrite.
I just find it so interesting when people start these conversations off by, I'm not saying this to, for clout, or I'm not coming here for clout. And then they say things like, I'm not saying these things to bash him. And then immediately after that goes directly into, bashing him and then also trying to tarnish his character on top of that. Like, in my opinion, when a lot of these people do this stuff, this is so similar to exactly what 50 Cent's son did. He wanted to get his, father's attention by going on the internet and saying disgraceful things about him. Like, that is going to give you any kind of positive reaction. This is not going to be a positive reaction. So the only thing that you could be wanting from this is to, again, tarnish that person's name and, of course, gain clout from the situation.
And it's frustrating because I reached out to you. I reached out to you. I shouldn't have had to do that. I'm your daughter.
Another thing, right? I'm not going to stop it too much. I'm going to let her speak, but I want to make sure I pinpoint this. You see, this rhetoric that, I shouldn't have to reach out to you. I'm the child. You're the parent. This is one of the key things that happens, especially with younger women, that leads them to the road of singledom, makes them have hard times getting into positive relationships, and also something that continues them, allows them to continue the baby mama, baby daddy circle of, I don't need a man, I could raise him by myself, and he's supposed to do this anyway because he the daddy, and no, you don't gotta call him on Father's Day. Oh well, like, this is the entitlement that causes that problem. And I've seen a lot of young women go through this. Like, I shouldn't have to reach out to my dad, whether I disrespected him, whether I treated him bad, whether I, followed whatever my mom, infiltrated in my mind and put a space between my father and I should just override those things and he should just get over it because he's the adult and, we're going to go ahead and sweep it under the rug. And if he doesn't want to, that's his problem. A lot of people talk about this, oh, he's supposed to do that. He's supposed to. They always talk about how the men are supposed to go above and beyond and all the hoops that they're supposed to, jump through. But at what cost?
But I'm smart enough and logical enough to know that you would never reach out to me because you don't have my phone number. And I'm pretty sure you wouldn't try to reach out to me because for what? I don't want anything out of you. I want nothing but a conversation. Forget the relationship. I really don't care too much about that at this point. I just wanted a conversation out of you and you shut me down. You ignored me.
Right. And so because he shut you down and because he ignored you, hence why you come on social media to bash him. And bring highlights to the entire conversation. So again, 1 + 1 is equaling 2. You're upset. And because you're upset that you did not get the response that you felt like you deserved or that you wanted, you decided to take matters into your own hands, flip the script and say, okay, I could show you better than I can tell you, and then try to, again, tarnish his character. That's exactly what's happening. And, smart enough to know and logical enough to know would be that would mean that you are able to contact your parents directly without getting strangers involved if you wanted a positive result. Because everybody knows when a man, any strong masculine man is going to stand 10 toes down regardless of who said, what said. You're not going to be able to dictate that man's pace. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You're not going to be able to push him into a corner, force his hand. You're not going to be able to do that with somebody who knows who they are.
You should never be too busy for your daughter, ever in life. So I just wanted to make this video to just try to, I guess, somehow find my sister on my dad's side. So if you see this, please reach out to me. Please DM me because I want to know who you are. Why do I have siblings out there that I don't know about? It's unfair. And, deadbeat fathers is very common nowadays, especially in the black community, right? We all know Dr. Umar reps the black community or whatever, but you can't rep that if you're not even in your daughter's life. You moving backwards. You're moving backwards.
Tarnishing his character, right? Like, this is exactly what's happening. This is tarnishing his character, your attempt to tarnish his character. And I do want to say this, right? I think that everybody paints the deadbeat dad conversation with one brush. There are some women who conceive a baby from a man who they are not in a relationship with. They were a one-night stand. Yes, both parties should have taken the active or respective, whatever it is, precautions so that a child was not conceived. People go through things, incidents happen, mistakes happen, okay? They act like every person was in an effective, loving relationship and marriage and conceived a child through that situation, and that the mother, that there's no such thing as vindictive mothers who say, if you're not going to be with me or if you're not going to stay here with me, you can't have the child, or, we don't need you. We could find somebody else. They act like those things do not happen. They do happen. It's reality. A lot of people just like the name deadbeat daddy because it sounds better than I pushed that man out of his daughter's life because he no longer wanted to be with me. And so I decided to drive a wedge between him and his child. No, that's too lengthy. That puts too much onus on the mother being wrong or her being in the gap of separating, father and child. And so they all use the tagline deadbeat dad.
It's not making sense. To the public, you look like this person, but in private, you a whole nother person. And I'm not bashing you. I just don't understand why you're ignoring me. I'm 22 years old and you have yet to be in my life.
Maybe this is one of the reasons why he ignores you. Maybe because he knew you might be a wild card. Look at the eyes. Look at the crazy eyes. Maybe he knew you might be a little bit of a wild card. Maybe he knew, or the way in which you communicate with him, he already was like, no, I want to distance myself from this situation that could lead to a problem. Because if he is not communicating with you and in the way in which you want him to, you said he ignored you, and you go on social media and try to bash him, imagine if you know even more intricate details of his life. You would be out there selling it on the internet. You'd be calling TMZ. You are actively showing us the reason why, a strong possibility of why this man is maybe not active in your life. And if you are acting like this, I can guarantee that it is because of the things that your mother has told you. And if you act like her, then maybe that's another reason why there's a strain between you and your dad having a good relationship, because maybe the remnants of her attitude and you, he didn't want to deal with the drama. Okay, he had to protect maybe his own mental health so he can go out here and continue helping the rest of the community. I'm just keeping it real, y'all.
No graduations, no parties. When I get married, are you going to be at the wedding? Are you going to walk me down the aisle? Yo, I have a stepdad who has been in my life since a little girl.
This is how we know this stuff don't make no sense. This is how we know this stuff doesn't make no sense. You said that this man has never, come to any graduation. He's never come to any birthday party. He's never come to any event. He's never been around. The two of you basically do not have any kind of relationship. But then you're saying, who are you going to be there to walk me down the aisle? Why would he? Okay, that is a father-daughter relationship thing. If you guys do not have a father-daughter relationship, why would he be there to walk you down the aisle? Okay, let's just put on our own thinking cap. Number 2, how disrespectful to the stepdaddy. You see, and this is why men don't want to be stepdads. This is why. This is the 100% reason why men do not want to be stepdads. Because you are on the internet acting like a fatherless child when you had this man who came, and I guess, into your mother's life and has been there since you were a little child. And you acting like, you don't know who's going to walk you down the aisle. Wouldn't that be the right of your stepfather? Like, I could have seen if she said, even when it comes to me getting married one day, I already know my stepfather is going to be there because he was there more than you. She didn't even say that. She's still asking Dr. Umar to be that space. When she had a man who stepped in and stepped up.
He has been in my life. And I thank God for him, because my biological father couldn't even do that, y'all. My biological father is not even on my birth certificate, because when my mom had me, he left.
That's not a red flag to you? That's not going to cause you to ask questions to your own mom? That's like flashing lights to me. If you are, if your father's name on your birth certificate is blank, number 1 reason for that being is it was a possibility that could not have been his baby. Okay? I'm just going to keep it real with you. That is a I'm not really sure situation. That's what that is. That's usually the number 1 reason why.
I can prove that's my father. I would never get on here and lie to y'all. That's kind of sick and delusional and crazy. But I'm just making this video because I want to find my sister.
Yeah, so, well, maybe there was a DNA test done after the fact, but maybe the DNA test was done for a reason.
And when I reached out to him about giving me her number, or if he even had it, I was ignored. So now I guess I have to take matters into my own hands. So if you see this video, sister, please reach out to me, because if he's not going to allow us to be in contact, I'll do it myself. I just want to end this video off by saying that daughters who have deadbeat fathers should not have to go through this. This is very present in the black community. And as an activist, I would not think that you would be a deadbeat because you rep the black community so much.
So what you trying to say? You're a better activist? You would be a better activist for the black community than your father is? Is that what you're trying to say? Like, are you trying to school him on the things that he's been doing for all these years? Are you trying to say that you are you're better suited to have certain conversations because of, you knowing that he's not doing a certain, specific part? What you trying to say? Because that's what it's giving.
It doesn't make any sense. You cannot be a hypocrite. You can't say do A, but you're doing B. It doesn't make any sense. So y'all already heard my mission for this video. Y'all already heard why I'm making this video. So if she can reach out to me, I would love that. I would love to have a conversation with you, because you are my sister on my father's side that I have never met. I don't even know your name. I don't even know how old you are. I have a sister on my mom's side, and I'm the oldest. I'm pretty sure that my sister that's on my dad's side, I'm probably older than her. I'm supposed to be guiding her. I'm supposed to be teaching her things.
Things like what? Things like what? Seems like you have a lot to learn still. So what do you want to teach your sister on your father's side that you do not know, were not raised with, never grew up around? How she can also not like your father, or how she can, gain, grow on the campaign of you, be arm in arm with you, of how you guys can dislike him together and bash him and talk. Are you now in the position of recruiting more troops? Because why now? Why, when you want to bash him, all of a sudden is I'm looking for my sister? Let's just be real. You want to be the activist and the stand-up person for the troops of your father's children that you did not grow up around. You have a sister that's right there with you. Why are you not focused on your own sister that you did grow up with? You reaching out for another troop so we can stand arm in arm on, we can't stand Dr. Umar Train. Let us show you how inadequate he is.
Because you as the father, you're not doing that. So let me do that as an older sister.
So you want to be the better activist? Y'all listen to this, okay? You want to be the better activist for the black community. You want to be the better father for your younger sister as a woman, as a young girl, as a 22-year-old who does not know much, as much as adults would know, because of life and growth and being in certain situations and figuring things out. So you want to showcase the better qualities that your father allegedly does not possess, because he is an inadequate man. He's not a good guy. He's a deadbeat dad. He shouldn't be an activist. He's a hypocrite. All these things. You want to show that you are the better version of that. And you guys are going to tell me that this is not a direct example of when women infiltrate the minds of their daughters? You can't convince me otherwise. And you know what's so funny is when I saw this, it reminded me of a clip. And in the clip, it was Dr. Umar talking about the fact that, just from my interpretation, he had a baby, okay, or he had children with women, and it was not intentional. And those women wanted, okay, well, since we having a baby, you might as well marry me. I understand, right? Marry before you carry. However, he broke it down that they didn't know each other like that.
My daughter's mothers felt they should have become my wife purely due to pregnancy. I said, we can continue to explore, to date. I would like to move in with you. We have to learn more about each other before we decide to spend the rest of our lives together. And they arrogantly said, it ain't going to work that way.
Now, again, 100%, a lot of these things would be, something that we don't have to talk about, especially in the black community, if there was still, such an importance on, marry before you carry. Even, be in a long-term relationship with someone before you guys conceive a child. Like we would, if we were standing 10 toes down on those principles, these conversations would be very minuscule, right? However, this is the reality of life. Things happen. You have people who say they on the pill, they're not on the pill. You have people who saying that, they got certain medical conditions and they can't, conceive. They be lying. You have certain situations that people lie. You also have careless decisions from both parties, right? Where the man is obviously being careless. If you do not see this woman, possibly being somebody that you would be with for the rest of your life, then it would behoove you to take certain precautions to make sure that you withdraw from that situation effectively enough so that you are not in a certain situation. Okay? Or, put a cap on. Especially in the era that we're in now. Now, this was obviously more than 20-something years ago. He obviously was probably not the same person he is now that he was then. People make mistakes. People grow. Things happen.
But that's the end of this video. As I stated in the beginning of this video, I'm not trying to bash this man. I'm stating facts. Facts. And in the next clip, I will show y'all the screenshot of me trying to reach out to him, and he ignored me after I asked him if he had my sister's phone number. So here you go.
Y'all.
All right, so before we get into Dr. Umar, let me go ahead and show you guys the messages the text messages between her and Dr. Umar that she said that he ignored her. So we see a message here, and it says Dr. Umar in her phone, and it looks like she sent a picture. And it looks like maybe, and before those messages, she said something like, "This is your daughter," whatever the case is. So he texts back and he says, "Peace and Pan-Africanism. If this is, in fact, my daughter, is there a reason why you're not messaging me directly from your cell phone?" Which would, again, negate the fact that she said that he, has no contact with her. He's never been in contact with her and stuff like that. Obviously, he has her phone number to know that this is a different number. But let's continue. She says, "This is my iCloud, but my phone number is," whatever the case. He said, "Text me from your phone," which is not strange. This is very understandable because of the fact it's like, he is obviously a public figure. People be out there trolling. People are strange. People do weird things. He wants to make sure and confirm that this is indeed who he is actually talking to. Let's continue again. She says, "This is Anissa." She put her phone number. He says, "This is a different number. Why the different numbers? 267 or 443? She said 443. She then said, "Do you have any other children? I would love to meet them. Do you have their numbers?" Now, this was, I believe it was Sunday. It says Friday to Sunday. I don't know the dates on these messages. Based on her posting the video, it seems like it's only been a couple of days. Okay? That would mean it has been less than a week at this point. And so because he did not answer fast enough, in less than a week, you took things to social media. And you wonder why he don't want to fool with you. Okay, you're confused about why he don't want to fool with you. I can give you an idea. I can give you some sort of idea. Then she posts this picture of Dr. Umar and Suki and put, "Somebody go tell Suki I'm trying to get in contact with my father." Disrespectful. Again, if you're not chasing clout, why are you tagging Sukiana? So this is the first thing that Dr. Umar, responded by saying before he ended up making the video that we're going to see. And it says, "Good Garvey Day. As I don't live in the prison of other people's opinions, I have no interest in discussing nor explaining my private life with any of you. My 15 years as the most relevant and requested scholar, orator, activist, Pan-Africanist in the world has made it clear to me that the Negro public is only interested in laughs at the expense of other people's misery. Neither the Kunocracy nor the YouTubian struggle streamer community couldn't care less about the truth of this situation. With that being said, please ask that little girl to stand on business by asking her mother to join in on a three-way conversation about why her father hasn't been present in her life. I have no problem with this conversation being public, but her mother must be present for that conversation. She needs to keep the same energy and bring her mother to the table. I am sure the truth will be revealed if all three of us are present together. I have absolutely nothing to hide, and I still have all of my family court paperwork in case any lies are told. Trying to use your father's name to build your struggle streamer career is not cool. Hashtag no more lies. Hashtag tell the whole truth. Hashtag princess of Pan-Africanism. And hashtag most requested. I don't know what the last thing says. To which the daughter responded and said, "Why would I need you to build my name? I have my own. You're a deadbeat father. Let's clock that. I messaged you multiple times and you ignored me. So if you really want to have a conversation, message me. I'm not going to harass you." You don't have your own name, okay? Because we had no idea that he even had a daughter by the name of Anissa, okay? That never happened. You 100% have brought some kind of identity to yourself through using the name of your father. Hence why when you posted the text messages, you made sure that it said Dr. Umar and not dad or biological father or whatever the case that, y'all be put in. Him calling her struggle streamer was kind of like a key to me because, she has like comedian and stuff on her Instagram. Like she's obviously trying to brand herself again by grabbing on this situation, using it to her, best benefit. Here's what Dr. Umar had to say.
Y'all know me too well. Y'all know my love for children is too strong. For anybody to be coming out the woodworks telling you they've been trying to reach me when my number has been public for 20 years. Listen, brothers and sisters, I want y'all to listen. My phone number has been the same for 20 years. So anybody telling you they've been trying to reach me and my phone number hasn't changed in 20 years, mind you, I speak at graduations in Philadelphia all the time. I'm on the street in Philadelphia all the time. I have events in Philadelphia all the time. I got family in Philadelphia everywhere. And you've been trying to find me? Stop the cap now. Can we please stop the cap, brothers and sisters? Trying to build your struggle streamer career off of my back? Coming up out of nowhere? Acting like you've been looking for me? Get Mama Smurf. When can the three of us have a sit down? I'm ready for this. When can Mama Smurf, Papa Smurf, and Baby Smurf have a sit down?
You know, the reason why I think that this is so crucial to what he said, I'm not going to pause for too long, is because you see, when women are left alone with their children and they infiltrate their minds so much, and they tell them all kinds of lies, or they kind of skew the mindset of what that daughter or that child would have with their father. You know, it usually only stands up if the father is actively pushed out and is not present. You see, even if the child goes and is around their dad and they have a conversation one-on-one with their father, they're still having the conversation as if they were their mother, the person who infiltrated their mind, right? So whenever he's responding, they're responding back to him in their mind as if they were the person who has done all of this mind manipulation to them, right? The difference in the situation comes if you have both parents standing there in front of the child and the full conversation is had. You want to know why? Because the mother would not be able to lie, because the man would be standing right there contradicting all of the things or all the lies that have been told and expressing his part of the story. Which would mean that the foundation that she built around that child's mind would start to crumble. It would be a problem.
The reason why parents lie is to protect their own interests. It's never about protecting the person or the child. It is about they fear if you knew the truth that you would not love them anymore.
And I said this before and I have to say it again. A lot of times, if children got to hear their conversation from their dad without the mother's influence, a lot of those same children would grow up and would have horrible ideas and relationships with their mothers, because they would say, how dare you infiltrate my mind because you couldn't get what you wanted out of that man when that man was actually my father. It's a terrible thing. And that's why him saying the three of us needing to sit down, I 100% understand why he's saying that, and I agree with him.
Oh, I'm ready for this. And I will have my white man paperwork. When can we do the sit down? When can we do the sit down? Been paying child support since you damn near came out the womb. Deadbeat who? When can we have a sit down? Child support started. You wasn't even out your mama yet.
Listen to this. His name's not on the birth certificate. And prior to her even giving birth to the child, she already actively had Dr. Umar on child support. Again, let's go back to the comment he made, because it sounds like because of the fact that he did not want to actively marry her immediately, so she could have locked him down, she used her vindictive nature and said, okay, fine, I'm going to get you where it hurts. I'm going to hit you in your pockets. Oh, you don't want to slow build with me? Oh, we don't want to get to know each other? No, I don't want to get to know you. I just want to marry you, and that's it. Oh, you don't want to do that? All right, cool. Boom, child support.
And she took me to child support. Deadbeat who? child custody file this thick. What are we talking about? Where is Mama Smurf? Where is Mama Smurf? Can we please have a sit down? Calling me now.
So he said child custody paperwork. So that makes it also seem like that woman fought him maybe for full custody, did not want the child. I'm not sure. I'm just alleging. I'm guessing at this point that maybe she didn't even want him to have weekends, this, that. Like she wanted no visitation. She wanted 100% this my baby. Which that's fine, right? Women who decide that they are, I'm just gonna put it out there. Women who decide that they want to take matters into their own hands because they did not get what they wanted, and they are, they have the full custody, no visitation, daddy not around, daddy don't come around. He just paid the child support. All he is a check. You do not then get to turn around and create a deadbeat dad conversation. I'm sorry, you don't do that. You know who can do stuff like that? The people who are cohesive in co-parenting. The people who are, not infiltrating the minds of their children. The people who are not, spewing lies, disrespect, or any kind of situation between the co-parenting and then the man is not involved. That's a different conversation. That's different. But you see, when y'all baby mamas are bitter, vindictive, nasty, revengeful, you don't get to call nobody deadbeat daddy because most of the time it's because of you.
Calling me names? Using profanity? Really? Because you want to build your career. Okay. Build your career.
Which is very silly. Because how are you trying to sink the ship in which we know who you are from? Like, that is foolish. That's very foolish.
Princess, I want you to be happy. I want you to do what you must do, but you're not going to lie on me. I can't believe all you YouTubians and nobody asked this child, where is your mother? Can we hear from your mother? Where is the mother? Nobody's asking for the mama. Y'all just so anxious to see me belittled. Y'all just so interested in seeing me disgraced.
I do think that there are some people who do want to see Dr. Umar belittled, of course, and they do want to see him disgraced, of course. I am going to say that. But I also think that this is just the narrative that people are used to believing, right? It's very hard. It's like more difficult to prove a deadbeat mom story. It has to be the extreme instead of a deadbeat dad narrative. Like when a deadbeat dad narrative is painted out there, and especially when the child is speaking, people are always like, oh my gosh, it must be true. People are rarely going to think of the mother's part to play in the situation because a lot of them are in the same situation, and that would mean that their mother is a bad person too. I'm just keeping it real. So it's harder for a lot of these people to see that women can be wrong because that opens up wounds for them, even with their own mother.
Nobody even said, where's the mama? Can we talk to your mama? Can we talk to your mama? Nobody's asking for the mama. Where is the mama? What is your mama's Instagram? We want to ask her some questions. Where's your mama's face? Where is the mother? And none of y'all asking no questions.
Lord have mercy.
This is how you know that this is not about the truth. Where the mama at? She know the story. Mama know.
You see that look he have on his face with mama know the story? This man is saying, all right, now don't play this game on me because when I flip out all this paperwork and I show you what I know, you gonna wish you never approached me like this on social media because your little feelings gonna be hurt about, and you gonna view your mom differently.
Mama knows. But I'm gonna give y'all a few questions to ask. If his number hasn't changed in 20 years, why haven't you called for an in-person conversation? You wait until now. Why is that? Why did you wait until now? I want you to get off of social media for a minute. Stop looking ridiculous. Get off social media for a minute, baby Smurf. Stop looking ridiculous. And I want you to get Mama Smurf. And on Thursday, 1 week from today, I'm calling you out, you and Mama Smurf. I want a respectable private FDMG tour and luncheon. Baby Smurf, Mama Smurf, and Big Papa. Wilmington, Delaware. Let's put it into this right now. Let's see who really telling the lies around here. Oh, yes.
Here's the thing, right? You see a lot of a lot of men can't take the stress. Okay? They cannot. They can't take the stress, the fight to get the child in the same room with the parent because she's going to overtalk. She's going to disrespect. She's going to deflect from the situation. So a lot of men have a hard time having these conversations with their children to let them know what the actual truth is. Do you know how many women end up growing up and then saying, oh my gosh, I believed this stuff for so many years. I literally have a TikTok video that I just saw the other day. I'm going to try to find it and insert it so you guys can see.
It was a very sudden realization for me. I did reach out to my dad. We spoke. In my case, it has been reconnection. I never want to lose this relationship again. I will do anything to keep this relationship.
But a lot of these women grow up and then they have a different change of heart against their mother, because it's like, I can't believe that I was led to believe this whole story that you told me based off of your emotions and your feelings. And when I sat down with this man, not only is he cool, not only do I see that I have a great relationship with this man now, but I'm reminiscing on all the things I missed out on for no reason. It's a terrible thing. I love the fact that he's, letting it be known to the public. All right, since you brought it public, all right, publicly, I have a meeting set up for the three of us. So when we have that meeting publicly, we're going to put an end to it. I can't wait. His daughter has been on social media every single day, going live from every platform she can.
You wanted to have a relationship with your sister. You wanted Dr. Umar to admit that he was your father. Both happened. And now you still on Instagram crashing out against your family. So what you going to say after this? You said that this is my dad and then you blasted him in the world. What are your questions going to be? Like, think about it. You've been talking about this man recklessly for 2 days and now you saying he's the deadbeat. You said he's the deadbeat and that you have been trying to go. It's Dr.
You want to shut the up when I'm talking? Are you cool?
So I'm sure we're going to get an update. And when we do, we're going to have the conversation right here. I'd like to know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this entire situation. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And I will see you guys in the next one. Love you.